Conscious to School of the Masses. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Scholars of Wrestling Show, episode 143. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right is Scholar Tarek. What's up, sir?
Hello everyone. And because we missed out on an episode last week, my fault, Happy New Year to one and all.
Yes, indeedy. Isn't that right, Scholar Brian?
Damn computers and aliens. Indeed, that is correct.
Yes.
You're always going on that aliens. You gotta let it go, man. They just seem to have some fascination with you, and you just keep taking it out on them.
Well, I'm sorry, but they keep fucking it up for everyone else. That's it.
Is this the '90s? Are you Cartman? Is this life? Is this life?
Suck my balls, Michigan.
You know that feeling when you take a huge dump? Awesome.
Yes, this is a wrestling show, indeed.
You started it. It
Yeah,
didn't have to
you
go
brought
there.
you brought up the South Park reference.
The aliens started it.
Yes, they did.
So you know what?
Screw you, aliens.
So you know what? Let's kick out the aliens and get right down to it, and kick things off with a little bit of backstage news.
Indeed. Let us go. Peek on behind those curtains there. You know, those ones right there on the entrance ramp. Peek it behind it and check in on a little
Backstage news. Aliens, man.
Aliens, man.
Gotta let go, man. Let it go. Let go of the aliens.
Let go of the aliens.
Let go of the aliens.
I'm trying to let them go, but they grab back on.
Speaking of aliens, apparently they released the final designs for the UK Championship for WWE's latest tournament.
And this thing looks awesome.
Not just awesome, it looks beautiful.
It's the
Quite
best,
swanky.
It's the best design they've had for a title in a very long time.
For a world title.
Yeah, it kind of makes me...
I'll go just regular, any old title.
Nothing's better than the Intercontinental
I was
Championship
going to say,
design, man.
technically the Intercontinental title has been defended all over the world, so technically I guess it's a world title.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll take my comment back. Nothing's greater than the design of the Intercontinental title. Not even the Attitude Era Intercontinental title. So, yeah, well, this one's still nice, though. I really do like the design of this belt.
Yeah, in all seriousness, it kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, why couldn't the actual WWE title be this way?
Because they have to make it look fancy.
You already know.
Well, for the WWE World title, they got to make it look like a toy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going for.
Because it's Vince McMahon designing this title and Triple H designing the
UK title.
Once again, Triple H is responsible for all the good things in this company.
Really? He's the one that came up with the design?
He's the one who came up with the tournament, so I'm thinking that he had a hand in the design.
You know what? I can't argue that.
You know what?
You're probably wrong, but you know what? That's a good argument.
That's bullshit, but I believe it.
Hey!
It's some fancy bullshit that's actually looking really nice, so you know what? I'm going to go with that.
I think that's sort of an...
Bullshit with some frosting on top.
I think it's sort of an unwritten rule in WWE these days. If anything good happens, Triple H did it.
Yeah.
Sure. You know
Triple
what?
H did it.
Hunter did it. Hunter did it.
Except him as world heavyweight. No, we're not going back there.
Hunter did it. Anyway.
We're not going back to early last year. No.
Not to the bad old
Hey,
days.
then why bring it up?
Because aliens.
When something good happens, blame it on Triple H. When something bad happens, blame it on the aliens and or Vince.
Blame it on Brian's aliens.
Blame it on aliens, Vince, or Roman Reigns. That's it.
That seems to be good. That seems to be the thing nowadays.
Yeah.
One of these days we need to construct
for us,
the
it's
wheel
the
of
aliens.
blame.
The wheel of blame. 3 sides only.
Oh no, I'm sure we can throw in Vince Russo and Jim Cornette in there somewhere.
Wheel of morality. Turn, turn, turn. Teach us the lesson that we should learn.
Moral number 4. And the moral of the story is, blame everything on Vince.
Sure.
Which Vince? I'll leave that to you to decide.
Which Vince? Yes.
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 That's it. Speaking of things changing and possible improvements, did you notice this one? Apparently, the TNA name is being phased out entirely in the name of just Impact Wrestling.
It's been like that for months.
But now it's more official. Now it's just Impact Wrestling. TNA considering Impact Wrestling is not owned by the corporate enterprise known as TNA anymore, it's now Anthem.
Yeah.
I can quite honestly...
Now it's Anthem presents
You've
Impact
seen the logo,
Wrestling.
right?
Yes, I
With
have.
the owl.
I can quite
It's actually kinda
honestly
nice.
say that even though we've been calling it TNA, it's been Impact Wrestling for a couple years now.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it seems
It's
like
like
everything on their official media has been officially switched over now. And so now
About
it's
time.
Mm-hmm. I think this is their way of rebranding everything. It seems.
Good.
Good.
Like I said,
Good.
I do like the owl.
Get anything that has to do with Dixie Carter out of there. It's the only way
I
you
like
have a
birds.
shot.
It is a pretty bird.
It's
I
the
like
only
birds.
way you have a shot of being anything anymore. TNA is Impact Wrestling is to get rid of anything Dixie Carter related.
It leaves the question: is the thought of WWE buying the TNA specific library still a thing going on,
No,
or
because it
is
doesn't
that
seem
or
that
is that
way.
now that ship has sailed?
That ship has sailed because it's been sold to a different company, and if TNA is still in business,
Or if Impact Wrestling is still in business, they're not going to give the library to anybody else. That's it.
I was looking at it as
WCW
I was looking at it as something that we've even talked about on the show sometime last year. That when they were first talking about selling the name, is what they're doing now. Just kind of like the revitalization, kind of like the Phoenix starting anew. It's like out with the old, in with the new. But it's like
We'll see, man. They've started bringing the characters back. I mean, you've got Broken Matt and the family,
I guess.
or whatever. You got there are some good things. Bobby Lashley, a heel that kicks ass. Finally, I mean, like we've been asking for a heel in the WWE who just comes out, kicks ass, and leaves. And in Impact Wrestling, that's Bobby Lashley, and I am more impressed with him now than I ever was when he was in the WWE. Bobby Lashley was weak sauce in the WWE, and he comes into Impact Wrestling, and
Well, the difference is Bobby Lashley in WWE was generic wrestler number 5 in
now
creator wrestler mode.
Yeah,
he had no personality.
And now in Impact Wrestling, he's that heel that we've been asking for from the WWE. Just comes in, picks a victim and kicks his ass and leaves. And that's what Bobby Lashley should always be, because don't talk. Do that. We've seen what happens when you let people like Bobby Lashley speak. That's it.
For a second there, it almost sounded like you called him Babby Lashley.
Yeah.
He's a wee little Babby.
you had Drew Galloway. There are some good things going on in that there's some potential here that couldn't be realized under Dixie Carter's umbrella. Okay, now that they're out of it, Anthem has a shot. We'll see how it goes. They'll never be anywhere near WWE. That was proven when Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff came on the scene and shit the bed. Okay, if they couldn't do it, it's not gonna happen. But we can still have that viable alternative that we used to have when they had guys like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels at the beginning of TNA's run when Jeff Jarrett was running it. Okay, there's a shot that you can get that back now that Dixie Carter is gone. And
all that can be said about it is you said they're never going to be WWE. The best thing that can be said, the only thing that can be said with Impact Wrestling is don't try to be. Don't try and start anything with WWE. Be your own entity.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing
Done.
your own thing.
Bingo.
You've
Like
got-
they should have been doing the entire time.
You've got
acts that would never work in the under the WWE umbrella. Use them to their full potential, and you've got a shot to be the viable alternative that you were at one point.
Big time. Now, that's enough backstage news, I think. Now let's move on to this week in Raw and Smackdown as a whole.
Well, you know what? All right, backstage news is over. Get ready. Start the music. Launch the pyro. Let's break on through and talk a little Raw versus Smackdown live. That just came out of my head right now.
There you go.
Smackdown Mall.
I'll
stop doing it when you stop laughing.
To hell with you, fool. God damn you.
Love you.
Yeah.
You.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk Raw.
Yes, let's kick things off with Raw, and I think it's safe to say that one of the biggest pieces of news coming out of Raw this week was we have a new U.S. champion. I didn't see that coming.
And he's finally... I thought he was Grand Slam champion already, but apparently not.
Under the new formula, Brian.
No, not even under the old. Okay. Apparently.
Because they stated that the WWE Twitter stated that now Chris Jericho joins the ranks of the what the hell is it called?
The Grand Slam champions.
The Grand Slam champions. I said it.
I was gonna say Triple Crown. He's been a Triple Crown already.
Yeah, I said it before and I lost it, but you knew it had to come. Okay, at some point they'd been giving him too many matches. He was gonna win one, my only problem with it, I'm sorry to harp on it, like I did last week, but Chris Jericho is a guy who beat The Rock and Stone Cold in one night. You're telling me that he needs all this help
Well, to be fair,
to beat Roman Reigns.
to be fair, nothing against Jericho, but storyline wise, he had help in both his matches against Rock and Austin.
Yeah, but I mean,
he still did it.
But he still did it. Yeah,
he still did it. He still
did this. He still pinned Roman Reigns for the U.S. belt.
There's a chance that he didn't need it. Okay, it just kind of There's a chance that there was always a shot that Jericho could beat The Rock and Stone Cold. He didn't need the interference. It just helped him out. It helped him to win. Fine, whatever. The way this has been is that he can't beat Roman Reigns. He can't do it without any help. And that's my problem. The dude's beat John Cena. He's beat everybody in the company. He can't beat Roman Reigns one-on-one.
Brian,
you can't do it.
We've talked about this
I understand.
so many times.
I understand it. I just had to bring it up.
Now I'm reached the limit.
But I don't care.
I'm not
just
saying a word.
Exactly.
It's one of those. I don't care if people don't want to hear it anymore. The facts are the facts. But the fact also is, my favorite wrestler is now a Grand Slam champion, and whether he got it through shitty means or not doesn't matter. Chris Jericho is basically one of the greatest of all time.
Easy. Well, he didn't need the U.S. title to be that.
But just another accolade.
Just another shiny trinket on his belt.
Just another mark in the record book, and let's hope that it's not something that he'll lose it next week. That's it.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I
highly doubt it. Speaking of which, though, before we move on, did anyone else see the promo after the backstage promo afterwards with him and Kevin Owens?
On the Raw Fallout?
Yeah, the Raw Fallout.
I didn't.
Khali reference.
Really?
Yeah.
He references the great Khali. He rips on just all the multitude of new backstage interviewers that they've got running around.
Yeah, normally I watch those Raw Fallouts, but I just missed
Phillips?
It this week.
What did you do with him?
These guys were in rare form.
It's like, where is Tom Phillips? He's on SmackDown now.
That stupid idiot.
That stupid idiot. Did you see Jericho with that just... His eyes just bugging out. He's like, why is... I kind of liked him.
What did he say about Khali?
What did he say about Khali? I like I said, normally I watch these videos, but I missed it this week.
Yeah, well, apparently the guy who was interviewing was standing on like a step to going up to like the backstage area. It's like, Naoya walked back in the frame. Was like, wait a minute, you got taller. I can do that too. See? And he just steps up like 2 steps above the guy, and he's like, yeah, now I'm the great Jericho.
Oh my god.
It's just like 15 straight minutes of Jericho and Owens just like playing off of each other. 2 of the best talkers in the company.
Do I have to have like a Chris Jericho picture with the great Cheese's head on it now?
Get on that Photoshop, fool.
Make it. Get it done.
There's your title card.
I'm not having that as the title card.
Yes.
Not for what. I'll have it be a picture on our Facebook page. It's not being a title card.
Oh, come on.
No. Absolutely not.
I'm gonna put it as the main photo on our Facebook page.
Don't even go that far.
Don't go that far.
Oh, brother.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
what you get when you make me an enemy.
The great Jared Khali.
We're all stupid idiots.
Yeah, we are.
Anyway.
That is so weird.
We've been stupid idiots since August.
You know who's...
Or can I at least?
You know who's not a stupid idiot? The Undertaker.
He's dug 29 holes for 29 souls.
That was a great line.
And it's now a shirt. The only reason he said that because it's a shirt now. And guess what? I'm gonna get that shirt. Add it to my Undertaker collection.
And there you go.
And there's
Undertaker is in the Rumble.
Undertaker is in the Rumble. Mick Foley still has his job.
They really just brought the Undertaker on Raw just to have it be a Mick Foley and Stephanie storyline.
Well, no, because now they're saying that the Undertaker's gonna face a Raw guy at WrestleMania.
Well, they kind of hinted at that one with Braun Strowman watching that video.
Everyone, the betting odds are for the Undertaker to win the Rumble.
Okay, why did they show Braun Strowman backstage if he was going to win the Rumble?
Because my guess is they've got they're sort of using him as a red herring, I think. But I don't think so. I think they're setting something up. I mean, well, obviously they're setting something up.
They've been talking for months. Braun Strowman wants big competition. You saw the look on his face when he was watching the TV with the Undertaker in the ring. He's like, that's my bitch. That's my competition. That's what I want.
So we're going to have a Raw versus SmackDown match at WrestleMania?
I don't think the Undertaker is straight up SmackDown.
He said it weeks ago.
No, I think that
he said he bleeds blue.
I understand that, but they've always treated the Undertaker as an entity all his own. He could do, as he said on Raw, I do what I want, when I want, where I want.
I actually have an idea.
And nobody tells me what to do.
Oh, he can say that, but he said he's still a SmackDown guy, but he can show up on Raw if he wants to. That's pretty much it. So I still consider him the SmackDown guy.
Either way, I still have a particular idea of what. Again, I don't have anything or any insider information to go off of this, but I do have a theory about what's going to happen in the Royal Rumble match. And maybe there's something you can contradict me on this. I think they're sort of hinting at this just to sort of set us up for something else. Instead, picture this. In the Rumble match, Undertaker's in the ring. Finn Balor comes out and eliminates him, setting up the big feud match for WrestleMania.
Balor versus Taker?
Dead Man versus Demon.
I would definitely be down for that match, but I don't
think it's going to happen.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
As awesome of a match as that going to be, I don't think they're going to have that on the big stage. If anything, they'll save it for a Big Four, maybe Survivor Series.
I think Braun Strowman eliminates the Undertaker. I think that's what they're going to be going for.
and that'll set up a match for WrestleMania. Braun Strowman versus The Undertaker. Because I think they've moved on from the idea of John Cena versus The Undertaker.
I sincerely hope they have.
I'm pretty sure they've moved on from that, which I hope doesn't mean that John Cena goes into WrestleMania the champion, but whatever. But
we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Exactly. But I think it's the red herring is that everybody expects, because The Undertaker hasn't been in a Royal Rumble since 2008. I'm pretty sure
it couldn't have
2009.
It was 2009.
2009 because I remember him coming up from behind Jericho with the creepy face. So that was 2009. So he hasn't been in a Royal Rumble since 2009. If he's gonna enter it, okay, you would expect him to win, right? But I think that's the red herring. I think it's so obvious. It's air quotes so obvious that the Undertaker is gonna win that he might not even last that long. He might eliminate a couple people, but Braun Strowman just eliminates him.
And you know what? I do want to just take a moment here just to recognize the excitement this, because I don't know who else you two have been talking to, but it seems like there's no one solid universal prediction. Like, it's not totally obvious who's going to win.
Since 2011, okay, it's been pretty obvious in every Rumble who's gonna win. Okay, like the one time I got it wrong was 2012. I thought Jericho was gonna take it over Sheamus.
I was actually just thinking that one.
Whatever, but
stupid idiot.
Every other one, it's been obvious. Okay, Cena was obviously taking 13. Del Rio was the only one who had a storyline going into 2011's Rumble. You got Roman Reigns, Batista, unfortunately. Triple H. Okay, a lot of Rumbles have been obvious. Okay, this is one where it's like, I honestly don't know.
There's a lot of really good names in this Rumble.
There's a lot of really good.
It's going to be a very entertaining Rumble this year.
Heck yeah.
Anybody could win. I'm not certain about my pick. I mean, normally I know who I want to win. I know who I think's going to win by October, November, because that's normally when they start to build for the Royal Rumble winner. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they haven't had one. They haven't had a legit Royal Rumble build for a winner yet, and that's very rare. And it makes me look forward to this Royal Rumble more than most of the past 6 years.
Oh, heck yeah, and I'm loving every second of it. But anyway, I'm sure we're going to talk about the Royal Rumble later on in the show and in the weeks to come. In the meantime, any other thoughts on Raw?
I love that they're continuing Titus O'Neil versus The New Day.
And I can't believe they brought in the return of that one segment from his season of NXT with a keg.
I actually really like it because
I like that they did the throwback, and I like that he failed again.
What I like about this, I have actually been thinking about this particular storyline for days, and I was actually talking to Dave with this too, and how much I'm really happy that they're continuing with this storyline, because the way I look at it, God damn it, Brian, get off your damn phone. You too. The way I look at it, I
just picked it up and moved it.
Yeah, put it back down.
You're not my mom.
What I look about this storyline is, I look at this as eventually going to be what makes Darren Young great again, but successful. I look at this as kind of the revitalizing of Titus O'Neil's career, and I'm really hoping that this will eventually have him become part of the New Day. It's like we're gonna make Titus O'Neil great again, but it's with a group of characters like the New Day that today's crowd likes, they know the what's the word, the week by week crowd, what do they call it? The casual thank you, the casual fans, they know who the New Day is. They know what they're about, and they are all for it because they like the character. Only hardcore fans really know who Bob Backlund is. Casual fans are just looking at this as some crazy old guy, and it's with a guy, Darren Young. Let's face it, I like Darren Young. He's a good wrestler, and he is charismatic, but he wasn't going to go anywhere.
Nah.
Titus O'Neil, on the other hand, he's big. He's athletic. He has charisma too,
and he's gonna make it a win.
And he is seriously, and he's a good PR guy. He's a great PR guy.
Yep.
That's probably why that's probably the only reason why he's getting the shot.
And
to be completely honest,
I like that they're even going back to him, to his beginnings where he was. It's a win, but they show the clip of him tripping on it. And it's like, okay, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna help, and the New Day is just kind of egging him on, only because they're trying to get this anger out of him, show him the power of positivity that the New Day go on.
Are we sure that's it?
This is what I want it to be, because because in the end, what would be the point of this storyline? What would be the end? What would be the end game if they just say okay, we did it, it's over, good, moving on?
Honestly,
I want it to actually mean something, and I feel like with them adding Titus O'Neil to the New Day, it's something new for the New Day, and with him getting that natural reaction. Brian, you were with me watching that when we the first time they brought this up. The crowd was actually into him. He was getting legit applauses, and people were like, you know what, this guy really is entertaining. So let's build onto this and have something fresh for the New Day to do. Because really, what can they do now?
Right. At first, I want to say I totally agree with you. That being said, however, when this whole thing first started, it to me really reeked of, okay, let's just put these two together and just throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. Now that it's sticking, I'm thinking they're going to sort of soften the New Day, because they were going a little harsh on him the first week. Now, if they sort of go easier on him, they keep doing these little skits, and the crowd is receptive to it, then I think there might be something here. I think they might actually pull the trigger on Titus and the New Day.
And I hope so. And like I said, the difference between that and what makes Darren Young great again, that whole BS, is that it's actual conversations between characters in the ring compared to Darren Young and Bob Backlund's side-by-side video packages that were just completely stupid.
Yeah, I was pessimistic about it last week because of how quickly Xavier Woods beat him. But the match with Kofi Kingston actually got some good time. And
now we're eventually next week we're going to have a match with Big E.
It's nice to see that they continued it, because we were worried last week that it was a one and done because of how quickly he got beat and how easily he got beat by Xavier Woods. So the moment he comes out this week, Tarek and I basically breathed a sigh of relief
that this is actually a storyline that's going.
It's still happening. And then
I don't care if people
they bring up the video. They bring up the video, and I'm like, yes. My favorite moment of Titus O'Neil ever, other than when he was on commentary with Jerry Lawler, and what was he talking about? Rags.
I don't even remember.
So he was talking about dish rags or something like that.
I like that it's showing.
I don't remember this at all.
I like that they were having the package in and bringing back the NXT thing, because it's showing
if you're gonna make it a fight, make it a fight.
If you're gonna
if you're gonna win,
make it a win.
Make it a win.
I like that they're pretty much just like, this is what you were. This is how people have been looking at you your entire career. Now let's just take what you have from your past and just slowly we'll make it better. And I really hope it becomes make Darren Young great again, but actually something we're invested in and something that actually ends up being successful in the end. for both Titus and the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that segment, okay, the rest of Raw was either boring or it was basically stock. It was
there was one point. I guess we can make this a little Scholars Quick Talk. The Sasha Banks and Stephanie segment.
I don't care.
Is this okay? Here's the Scholars Quick Talk question.
But
is this going to evolve into an actual feud?
Most likely, but really, who
will it involve a match?
I'm going to say yes.
I don't even know. And really,
I think it'll be not only can Sasha carry Stephanie to a halfway decent presentable match if it's built right, but if that's what they end up doing, I think it could be a huge vote of confidence and trust in Sasha.
And they don't have that already?
An even bigger one.
If they did have trust in Sasha, she'd be the champion right now. That's it.
Well, I would argue against that because it's not necessary. I'm sure they've got a lot of trust in a lot of ladies. It's just that they have trust in Sasha. It's just they also want to build up Charlotte and her streak more.
Well, they have confidence in 4 women on Raw, and only 4 because that's apparently that's the division for Raw.
But
those 4 women.
For that feud, though, they got to do it quick because they want to turn Sasha heel and do a run, Sasha versus Bayley for SummerSlam. That's the new timeline. They keep backing it up. We know it's coming. They don't understand that we know that it's coming. It has to come. But
I wish I cared.
But
I've reached that point where when it comes to the Raw women's division, I just don't care anymore.
No, that's basically the point. That's basically the point when I will care. The moment Sasha turns heel, I'll be like, okay, we're here now. Because Sasha was always better in NXT as the heel. Always. Like, when she came up, I didn't like the fact that she turned face. I didn't like the fact that she was a face. She's one of those. Remember when The Miz turned face? Exactly.
Yeah, I was like, I honestly don't.
No, I remember it. I don't want to acknowledge it because it wasn't a very good run.
Natural heel. Sasha Banks, her character, and apparently outside the ring, natural heel.
Oh, yeah,
that's it.
Have you heard? She's not a nice person outside the ring.
I don't care.
Apparently,
yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, she can be heel all she wants.
Probably a different reason than for you than for me, but
it's just another thing. You're not playing the right character, and it's making people like Scholar Tarek and myself not care about you anymore. So it's like, go back to what you're good at. I watched you on NXT. The best moments you had were as the boss, as a heel, playing the cocky prick character. Mm-hmm. Go back to that. Until then, you're nice to look at and you're nice to watch in the ring. Other than that, don't care.
Well, there's your answer, Winternet. There's your answer.
2/3 of the scholars don't give a shit.
but okay, if they were gonna do,
I respect you, Barnacle Man.
If they were gonna do Sasha Banks versus Stephanie, it's a good time to start the build for a WrestleMania match. If they were gonna have one at all. Okay, because you're probably gonna get Charlotte versus Bayley, with Bayley winning the title at WrestleMania and finally breaking the pay-per-view streak. That's probably where that's going, and Sasha Banks is going to need something for WrestleMania, so why not?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all the thoughts I've got on Raw this week.
Because the rest of it was basically filler. Nothing.
Matches and usual, nothing that really jump out at me.
Matches this week that weren't as good as last week. So.
All right, how about SmackDown? Any thoughts on SmackDown?
Didn't like... I'm fine with John Cena winning. I'm not fine with the way he won. I don't like that Baron Corbin got the 5-knuckle shuffle straight into the attitude adjustment and got pinned.
It's true. It's too but like generic by the books match like John Cena.
Yeah, that's why it sort of fell flat for me.
At least block an attitude adjustment. Don't get up right into it. I'm like, block it, try to hit your move. He reverses it into an attitude adjustment. You can't get out, fine. But 5-knuckle shuffle, he got up and wandered straight into it. And I'm like, oh, okay, standard Cena burial tactic.
I really hope this doesn't like completely annihilate any kind of momentum Baron Corbin was getting.
I don't think it will, but he got the jobber to the star treatment in that match, and that I don't think it was the right move. Like, I realize that for some reason you're building up John Cena here. Okay, but he doesn't have to get basically an easy win over one of your up-and-coming superstars who has flourished since coming to SmackDown. Okay, and now you've knocked him back down a peg, and that kind of sucks. The match itself, good, fun to watch, but it was like, but 5-knuckle shuffle, he got up and wandered, and I'm like, no, really? AJ Styles on commentary was fantastic, though. he was correcting announcers, and it was great. But also, Wyatt family, kind of upset.
I like this, what they're doing with the Wyatt family.
I like what they're doing with it, but I'm also kind of upset that it's ending as soon as it is. That the story going here is building to, like, I was hoping that this was going to go further than WrestleMania. I was hoping this was going to be like a big long thing, but it looks like they're setting up for some kind of match between the Wyatt family at WrestleMania. Because if they blow it off at the Royal Rumble, fuck you, WWE.
I don't think they're that stupid.
I don't think they're that. I don't think they're. I just think of this as just. At least this is what I'm hoping it is. It's just more. Like, it's a brand. It's still a new family. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are on the same page. Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt on the same page. We have to have the whole friction of the dysfunctionalness of the family is through Randy Orton and Luke Harper.
And I do like that Randy Orton is the one who keeps getting pinned. I like that he's in the business of putting people over now.
Mm-hmm. Their match with American Alpha. That was match of that show.
Oh, easily,
hands down. It was so good.
It was really good.
I don't see the Wyatt family, like, I don't see them imploding anytime soon. I just see this as basically like the dysfunctional family, a new dysfunctional family trying to get on the same page here.
Because just first of all, Bray Wyatt does a very good Sami Zayn impression. Because when he sold that super kick,
that was good.
He sold it Sami Zayn style.
And
when Sami Zayn gets kicked in the face and he goes all bow-legged and fucking.
I love that.
And I love
Bray Wyatt did it.
I love his reaction to it. That the fact that he got kicked.
Like,
he was just like, he was just zoned in his own world, just going, "This seriously cannot be happening right now.
I just got kicked in the face.
This shit will not stand." And he stares off at both of them. He's like, "You guys want to go?" I could see him throwing both of them in a match together against each other. He's like, "You guys want to blow off some steam? Take it in the ring." But when you're a part of this family, you are one unit.
Don't
stray from the family.
Here's what I can see. I can see a triple threat match. Bray Wyatt beating both of them, and just being like, and pulls them in.
I don't see Bray getting in the ring involved with both of them. I see him just sitting on his rocker, watching them basically go at it with each other.
Yeah. But the way they're built, the way the build looks from SmackDown, okay, it could go either one of those ways. Okay, Luke Harper versus Randy Orton, or all three in the ring at the same time. And if it's all three in the ring at the same time, that's as much as I don't want it. Okay, that's a WrestleMania match right there. Easily.
I can see that.
I can see
whether
that too.
whether they implode afterwards or it makes them stronger, then whatever. But a triple threat match between the Wyatt family members, that's WrestleMania money right there.
And you know who should come out? Who should come out to the ring with Bray Wyatt? That Maurice Crocodile Head.
Yes.
Okay.
Didn't you see the Ambrose Asylum segment in the
I
beginning
tried
of the show?
to get a live outlet.
I'll be very honest with you. I missed that segment.
Oh my God!
I tried to get a live crocodile, but all I could find was this crocodile head, and I named it Maurice.
And it was hilarious. And then he's like, "My guest this time is Maurice and the Miz." They come down. He's like, "Miz is going on. I should still be Intercontinental Champion. You got disqualified and all that nonsense." He's like, you have something that belongs to me. And Dean Ambrose just looks like, "You're right. You're right. I do have something that belongs to you. Hold on." Then he pulls up. "You deserve to have the Miz's Participation Award. You deserve it."
Wow.
and then Miz starts fighting him, and then he sets up Maurice to slap Dean. Dean breaks out of it. Maurice slaps the Miz. Miz hits a Dirty Deeds, and then he just hands Maurice the Participation Award.
You tried.
You tried. And I'm like,
this feud.
This is a fun feud.
This feud is making Dean and Ambrose interesting again. Like this is where the comedy of Dean Ambrose can come in handy. Like when he's in the World Heavyweight Championship picture, when he's in the WWE title picture, I want more of the insane, the angry, insane Dean Ambrose. But not disparaging the Intercontinental title. But I'm like, and when you're there, when you're fighting for upper mid card, when you're fighting for secondary titles, okay, that's where comedy can come in the ring and not piss people off. And so that when he started talking about Maurice the Crocodile Head and giving back the Participation Trophy Award, I'm like, okay. All right, cool. This is actually funny.
What I like about this is that it's not dropping any prestige on Dean Ambrose or the Intercontinental Championship. It's your number 2 babyface of the SmackDown roster holding the secondary title.
Yeah, you got the
Nakamura did it.
Yeah,
You've got the
Nakamura did it. Thank you.
Nakamura did it.
You've got the number 1 heel on SmackDown as your WWE champion.
You have your number 1 face
your
feuding with him.
Number 1 face feuding with him. You've got your number 2. Basically, your number 2s
are fighting
in Dean Ambrose and The Miz.
Wrestle Kingdom did it.
Stop it.
Well, seriously, Tanahashi and Naito.
Yeah, guess what? That was last week. It's over now. Moving on. Yeah.
Not from my heart.
We talked about it, but hey, aliens.
Hey, I'm just saying in all seriousness, there's a precedent for this type of thing working. That's all.
Yeah, and
as far as the Intercontinental title is concerned.
And it's been done before by the WWE. It was 20 years ago, but it was done. Because you had Austin and The Rock. Mm-hmm. You had Benoit, Jericho, and Angle going for the Intercontinental title. You had Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Mick Foley going for the heavyweight title. Your number 1s and your number 2s and that kind of deal. But SmackDown is the definition right now of doing it right. Mm-hmm. However, still don't care about Dolph Ziggler's heel turn.
I totally forgot about that.
I'll just say right now, I do understand where you're coming from with the fact that he had his heel turn on Apollo Crews and Kalisto. The only way for this heel turn to really be a success is for some big name come and feud with him.
Yeah.
That's the only way this feud can really this heel turn could succeed. Because I do like the idea.
The actions of Dolph Ziggler, yes. The actions, who he's doing it to, I don't care. As the actions of Dolph Ziggler, I do care. Not about who he's doing it to.
Have him just take out Kalisto and Apollo Crews. Have that be the thing that's over. Have him just annihilating both of them with a chair. I wish it could be, but it's not. Just have them have one more blow off match and just have him move on to something better. Because now he's kind of going at it with Baron Corbin as the number 3 heel now.
Because I'm like, he was just fighting for world titles. He was just in a very good Intercontinental Championship feud, and now he's turning heel on Kalisto. What?
Like I said, hopefully this is just the sign of his heel turn, and well, people like it. People wanted him to turn heel because now he can actually be people can actually take him serious now, and he'll probably actually start doing something with it. With him actually now he's frustrated. He's like, you know what? I'm done playing by these rules. It's just now I'm in my A game now. I'm tired. I'm letting my frustrations out. Now I'm back on my A game, which is hopefully a good heel turn. And I love Dolph Ziggler. I really do, but he needs better competition. And the sad thing is, where everyone else is currently on the roster, there is no one for him. Yeah. That's why we need some more names. We need some names on that roster. That's the one thing that's really hurting SmackDown to an extent. Not the biggest extent, but it needs more names.
That was my point last week when I said the timing of this is all wrong. Okay, I would have done the turn near the draft. Because then you have a shot of getting that big name. Maybe the big name comes over. Okay, Dolph Ziggler loses a match. The big name comes out to try to help him. Dolph Ziggler does what he did to Kalisto to the big name.
Probably it could have been Dean Ambrose. He could have been the heel going into that SummerSlam match.
Exactly.
If anything, like I think that's the one I liked their match at SummerSlam, but it like sometimes the face versus face thing doesn't work. It was a good build, but it led to nothing in the end for either guys.
Exactly. That match was basically I think that and the Stone Cold podcast were the reasons that they had Dean Ambrose lose the title in the first match against AJ Styles. I think that it was meant to be a more back and forth feud, but because of what happened during that little month-long time period, because I liked the match, but a lot of people didn't. I liked the match between Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people were like, "This could have stolen the show," and it didn't. It was a pain. A lot of people said it was a paint by the numbers match, and
to an extent, it really was. But I'm not taking it as away from it.
It was good, but it could have been more. And I think that and the undercast where it kind of looked like he was disrespecting Stone Cold a little bit, got him in trouble. And instead of going more back and forth in the feud with AJ Styles, they had AJ Styles basically beat him every time for 4 months. So basically the moral of the story is SmackDown this week, okay, whether they went about it in the right way or not, built storylines better than Raw did, which is why I'm giving the edge this week. I'm back in the SmackDown camp.
I've been in the SmackDown camp, and before it's even funny because I even remember you. I picked
Raw last week.
You were on the verge of picking Raw this week. I remember you telling me Monday you were going to pick Raw just because Undertaker and Michaels were there. Because of the star power that was there.
I wasn't going to do it because Michaels, because that segment was trash. That segment
it really was. You don't bring Shawn Michaels out talking about the Royal Rumble, building up like he's going to show up. He's actually going to enter in it, and he's like, oh no, I'm not going to enter it. I'm just going to plug my movie.
And Big Cass versus Jinder Mahal. Good God.
If you want to talk good God, the oh my God, give me the Need for Clear Liquid award for the week. The Need for Clear Liquid award for the week has to go to that Carmella match that happened on SmackDown. Oh my God. It was the worst piece of trash match I have ever seen. Carmella faced a local jobber.
That jobber. Oh God.
That kind of looked like
a throwback.
It was a throwback to like the Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young.
To be fair, I thought, okay, at least this is something different.
But the thing is, that wrestler looked like this was her first time ever stepping in a ring.
And let's face it, the
announcer.
Oh my God, I would. It was so.
Dude.
That person almost broke her. She almost broke her neck from Carmella's finishing move because she messed it up so bad. And she doesn't know how to climb into a ring. She doesn't know how to sell.
When Carmella looks like the seasoned professional, that's when you know you did it wrong.
Everything about that was the only thing that actually I'm like, oh my God, get James Ellsworth.
Add James Ellsworth into the picture.
Get James Ellsworth and Carmella off the TV. SmackDown would have been perfect for me.
Here's
near close to perfect.
I didn't mind Carmella when she was doing the story with Nikki Bella, because say what you want about either participant in the feud, that it was basic storyline. It didn't bother me, and it got better as time went on, which is something you can't normally say about a Nikki Bella feud.
Or a Carmella thing. Sorry.
Well, considering it was her first thing.
She wasn't manager.
In the WWE.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah. And it's like, it showed improvement. And then she showed up at an Ellsworth interview, and I was like, oh, and now it's gone.
You just took the two things I hate most about SmackDown and put them together. Oh my God! This match was so cringeworthy.
Wait, someone has eclipsed Nikki Bella?
I've gone to that point where I don't really. Okay, I've warmed up a little bit to Nikki Bella, only a little bit. She's not now. I can actually tolerate her on my screen. Carmella and James Ellsworth have taken that title. They are every time they're on TV, I do something else. I turn the TV on mute and I play with my kid until it's over.
But it's like the WWE knows. They took the two worst things on their best show, put them together, give them 3 to 5 minute segments here and there to get them off the TV quickly.
Is it any shock then that I'm gonna go with Raw this week?
Kinda.
Yeah, it's just, for me, this Raw was stronger than usual, so it's, I don't know. I
think Raw was stronger last week.
I think Raw was stronger last week too, and I just
something about it just sort of.
The only thing Raw had going for it, for me, were the two big things we talked about. Jericho won the United States title, and everything that happened after that, and The Undertaker. Okay, there were a lot of bad segments on Raw, and there was a couple good matches here and there. There was the Titus O'Neil thing, but other than that, there was a lot of bad.
I'll just say there is a lot more to talk about with Raw than SmackDown, mainly because it's 3 hours and they have more content. But as much as I love seeing Taker on the show, and Brian can vouch, I was taking all my Undertaker geekdom and basically throwing it in my foot and having my foot be the one that's geeking out.
Yeah,
but I don't like
our feet were shaking.
I don't like that the
excitement.
fact that the Undertaker showing up was only because it was part of a potential Mick Foley evaluation storyline, which I don't think that we really need, because I think me in particular, I don't know about you two, and I know most of the wrestling world is tired of authority storylines.
See, it really didn't land that way with me, to be very honest with you. It just sort of landed with me as, okay, we need a segue to bring The Undertaker out. Yeah, it was ridiculous, but it got The Undertaker to come out.
I don't think Undertaker didn't need that.
But I can see what they were going for. At least that's the way it landed for me.
Here's the douche's final verdict. SmackDown had the better wrestling. SmackDown built its storylines better. Whether I liked how matches finished or heel turns were continued on wrong people, then it doesn't matter, because the storylines were continued in a way that makes sense. And what bad there was on the show was short, got off the TV screen quickly, and we moved on to the better things. And SmackDown, an hour and 45 minutes of the 2 hours was good. Didn't bother me. Okay? Raw, you had the star power. You had the Undertaker come in, cut one of his best promos that I've heard ever. Okay, which is fine. You had Chris Jericho become United States champion. The match itself wasn't that great. It wasn't. Handicap matches. What can you do? That's it. But the wrestling last week on Raw was better. And the wrestling wasn't there for me this week. The Shawn Michaels showing up was a disaster, and Raw just didn't have it.
Raw had
didn't have it.
Okay, my final verdict on the matter: Raw had a very small handful of things that I'm invested in. SmackDown, almost everything I am invested in. Even Nikki Bella versus Natalya. I actually like that they're starting to get personal, where they're scheduled to have a match and all it is just them beating the hell out of each other and having people to break them up. I like storylines like that. And I even like that they're throwing the first steel cage match with Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. Did they say it was next week?
Next week we got a cage match coming.
The first women's cage match. I'm like, oh good, a first women's match that doesn't have either Charlotte or Sasha Banks. Yay!
And you know what? Because of that, because I've got a feeling that because of that match, I'm going to think of SmackDown that much more highly next week. I'm probably going to give this one to Raw.
I just don't like that Raw is basically trying so hard. They tried so hard. They're relying so much on their star power when it comes to Michaels and Taker. Because that was the big focal point.
Which is weird, because you didn't have that last week. And for me, last week was a better show. You had Goldberg for 4 minutes last week. And it was the better show for me because they focused on good wrestling, which is not what, for me, it's not what we got on Monday.
Well, those are our thoughts. That's for this week in wrestling. Before we take it home, though, we would like to just sort of check in with this upcoming year's Royal Rumble game. We already got a good, decent turnout thus far, but usually the turnout jumps up just right before the Rumble is about to hit. So in case you haven't put in your numbers yet, look for the game. It's active right now on Facebook. Just look for the 2017 WWE Royal Rumble game. Pick 3 numbers, 1 through 30, along with who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble match. Put in your predictions, and then enter for your chance to win a WWE Slam Crate. We're giving it away for free this year to the winner.
actually having a prize.
We got prizes.
We
We
the
got
prize.
prizes. Yeah, so in all seriousness, it always makes the Royal Rumble the show to watch. It always makes it a ton of fun, especially when you're watching with friends, which I'm sure we will be doing this year.
We have so many people coming up to us and say every year they look forward to the Royal Rumble because of our game.
It's
and that's
quite
something.
honestly, it makes the Royal Rumble no matter how good it is, okay, it makes it the funnest show to watch.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because even when Roman Reigns and Batista were winning, you still had the backup of, hey, maybe we could win this Royal Rumble game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you know what? Now we want to hear from you, our listeners. So, of course, who do you think had the better show, Raw or SmackDown? Who's looking good for the Royal Rumble right now? Let us know. Drop us a comment right below this video. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to hear more. Also, while you're on Facebook putting in your numbers in for the Royal Rumble game, like our page too while you're at it. Why not? Look for the Scholars of Wrestling Show on Facebook. Bam. And of course, if you just can't get enough of us and you just want more updates, more commentary on every show during the week, look us up on our Twitters. You can look for us on our main page at ScholarsOW for all the latest wrestling uploads and episode uploads and commentaries and whatever have you. And of course, if you want live play-by-play on shows during the week, and of course all the pay-per-views, follow us on our personal Twitters. Fool, where can they reach you at?
You can reach me at the Avataric.
Brian?
You can reach me at Atomic Beanpole.
And you can reach me at I'm Robbie Rage, all one word.
Yay!
He's learning, Precious.
I love that I didn't even have to say anything. You say it and you turn to me and be like, "Am I doing right? Am I doing right?
Did I do good?
Did I do?"
Well, in any case,
You get you just get all you get is a pat on the shoulder and a good job.
you know what? That's fine with me. You know why? Because we are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
See you in the cage match next week.
No.
Cage match, SmackDown.